Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. Hold on, let me do this real quick. Right. Okay, I think I'm good here. Alright, so I'm live. I am live again. I'm not gonna play any music, it's kind of like wasting time, right? Why not just go straight forward to what we're gonna talk about? Of course, Merry Christmas to everybody. Well, it's not really Christmas yet, it's just a Christmas weekend, right? So I was watching Moran's Rants. Unfortunately, I was unable to watch it live, and as I was rewatching the live, noticing Lionel was shouting out in Moran's live stream there. So, and I appreciate that. So appreciate. Aww. But anyway, so that was a good live stream. I laughed the whole time, but I didn't have the time to watch it live. But anyway, appreciate Lionel for doing that. But yeah, I mean, I would love Morans to be on my show, but again, or be on his show. But I'm very nervous about going on in these shows when I'm not like prepared and all that stuff. So I'm a scary cat when it comes to that. But yeah, appreciate the invite, and if you want to come to my show, Morans, we'll set something up. But anyway, so yeah, I hope you watch this one. This is the Aspen insurance company. Apparently they're trying to push that out to you. But anyway, I'm sure if you watch this channel, you've probably seen that already. But this live streams kind of reminded me of something that I saw earlier as well, and we'll get through that together. I'm only planning to stay for maybe less than an hour, so that's my goal. But we'll see. To see if the times permit. All right. So this is the price action for today. As you can see, if you look at the price there, it's 16.86. That's what we were able to kind of muster up. Of course, the whole time they're trying to beat it down again. The volume is unbelievably low again, back to the 3 million shares again, right? So anytime there's spike up in volume, it seems like it's being diminished every single time, but it's only going to happen during earnings time, right? But again, I mean, if they want to bring it down lower, why not play that game? But the longer they keep it down, the more shares you're going to be able to accumulate. So that's a good thing. That is a-okay in my book, right? Let's see. Oh, I was looking at the hold on, right here. So again, 3.3 million shares being traded back and forth right there. Oh, actually, I have not seen this real quick. Okay, 1 second. Chart exchange, I think. There we go. So if you look at the okay, so this chart exchange will allow you to see the short volume at any given time, right? So if you look at the short volume right there, you would see that it's kind of low, which is kind of curious, right? Perhaps they just don't want to short as much anymore, but they still have to short something, right, to keep the price down. So I'm happy to see that it's 40% instead of 75%, right? Instead of that. But you could still see that the price action has been up, because perhaps they realized that, oh no, we can't short it as much anymore, because people are keep buying up this price, and we might go bust at some point, right? Again, I don't know, I'm just assuming what they're feeling right now. I don't know. Thank you for joining. One of the things that I was looking at here, I don't know if you was able to listen back, but you could listen back, but I could repeat it here. I'm showing the short volume right here, and it seems like it's been coming down in percentage, right? But if you look at the amount of shares being shorted or reported right here, it's 1.4, right? And off exchange, 2% of that. And then, off exchange exempt is 2% of that. And then off exchange non-exempt is close to 38% right there. So, while yesterday they were shorting 55% of the float. Of the float of the volume that is being reported short. So they're up to the same trick again, but we'll see how that would play out. There's a lot of correlation with right here. Hold on, let me see. I want to go back in time, kind of. I wonder if it gives me the data back then. Nope. Seems not. But yeah, that's tough to say though. But that's that. I don't know what I was going for there. The price is kind of like diminishing again, as far as like the price go, because the volume is being beaten down again. So again, today volume was only 3.33 million shares being traded, while the big candle right here, it's 61 million shares. So from 61 million shares now down to 3 million shares being traded back and forth. So we need more volume coming up, but even with the low volume, we still was able to, spike up the price, so to speak. Again, retail don't move the stock. Institution does. So, okay, so with that, I am going to go next. Let me see. Most shorted stock. So why did I wrote that on my title? Well, the article that I saw here actually kind of prompted me to take a look at that, because it seems like they've been pumping Carvana. And earlier today, on Webull, actually, they were saying, oh, the most highly shorted stock in 2023 was Carvana, right? Now, we all know from watching Marantz that Carvana has been, a terrible company to own, right? If you want to own it. But even more terrifying is that they are owned by private equity, right? And so again, of course, they're going to try to pump this stock to you, saying that, oh, it's the next GME, oh, it's the next that, right? Anytime when they do that, be careful, because it's not going to be the next anything. There's a reason why these company have this amount of shares being shorted. I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying that there's a reason why. Perhaps they have their own people putting in already, meaning those private equity that are sitting on the board of director that even if the company wants to do better for shareholders, they won't be able to do that because of the, tie to the private equity angle of it, in order to screw over retail or to screw over shareholder. They don't really care about shareholder value in that sense, because they could make more money faster by bankrupt the company as quickly as possible. Again, allegedly, right? I don't have any evidence for that. All I could see here is, if I look at this ticker symbol right here, B. Riley Financial. Okay, so RILY. I wonder what I would be able to find there, right? So let's start with that one company right there. I might kind of look at a couple companies on that list right there. So this is the most highly shorted stock, right? If you look at that, it's 50% being shorted. Okay. I'm not telling you to go and buy this or anything like that. I'm just showing you the data here, like the balance sheets and all that stuff, and do whatever you want to do with that information. My angle is that I want to prep all of you to kind of take a look or look out for these type of company being pushed to you when GME runs, right? So they're going to try to do as much as they can to draw value or volume from GME, because as you know, it's 3 million shares right now being traded back and forth, so hardly any volume. And anytime there's big volume coming in, the price just gap up like crazy, right? Because again, this stock is highly held by diamond-handed people that have been, meaning diamond hand, meaning that they're not selling until it hit a certain price. And again, this is just the term that people are using. I can't confirm that people are actually diamond handing, except for the fact that there's no volume being traded, right? And anytime there's volume, it's buying volume. Like this big green bar right here. It's just an indication that you have people buying in droves. All right, so let's look at that company right there together right there. So if you look at the revenue right here, $1.79 billion right there, but the market cap is less than that. So that's pretty promising. But let's take a look at it a little bit further. Seems like they have a dividends right here. Why are they paying dividend? We'll see. Because the net income right here, or the net income in the last 12 months is only it's negative $75 million right there. Okay, so what's going on after that? Volume, 1.6 million shares being traded back and forth. Let's look at the inside ownership. Oh, it's actually pretty good, meaning that most of it's owned by the insider. Well, that could be bad as well, because they could dump on the general public. And then we have owned by institutions. So yeah, highly shorted, but yet owned by institution, and insider has this much. So is that an opportunity to kind of squeeze this? I don't know. Again, I'm not pushing this to you at all. I'm just telling you this because they might push that to you. So price to sell is this. Okay, income tax, operated income, right there. Okay, they just did a split. There's no score for the bankruptcy part. Net cash position is minus $2 billion right there. Look at the debt to equity, 5 times its equity. That's bad, right? Interest coverage less than 1, that's bad as well. Emerance, what's up? Oh man, I saw your live and I was like laughing out loud. Unfortunately, I was unable to watch it live, so I would have commented on that. So I appreciate you being here, Marantz. I appreciate you. Yes, I need to set up the interview of my lifetime, so I need to prepare for that though. Are you up for it though? I'm just looking at this balance sheet here. Okay. But anyway. Okay, so let's get back to the show here. So as I was saying, see, the interest coverage for this particular company, yes, it is highly shorted. Okay. But this is the reason why. Because it's unable to make money in order to pay off the interest. So that's bad. I mean, gross profit margin is pretty high, you know. Again, I don't know what this company actually do. Let's see. Has a market cap of profile. Subsidiary. Oh, okay. So it's an investment banking equity research. Debt financing. So it's a financing company. Okay. That's kind of explain why it has such a high gross profit, but the profit margin is kind of like they're not making money there. Positive cash flow, which is okay. But look at the debt. See, it's highly indebted. That's why they are being shorted like crazy. Okay, so if you look at the trailing 12, see, Marantz, I'm learning from you. I'm doing trailing 12. You see what I mean? Best teacher ever. All right. So, okay. So if you look at the gross income right here, it looks like they have a low cost of revenue, which is good, but it's been increasing year on year right there. Around $100 million right there. SG&A increase about 7. No, what is that? Less than 100 million, but it's still an increase nonetheless. Okay, income. Okay. So at least they do have cash flow positive. It's just the net hasn't been doing pretty well there. EBIT is positive. Okay. That's not too bad. Look at the balance sheets real quick. Goodwill. Oh, goodness. Really? Even that many goodwill. So $800 million is in goodwill. But if you were to subtract that to shareholder equity, you would have negative shareholder equity. So to me, that's like a no-go already, right? Not only that they have total debt. I'm looking for long-term debt though. Hold on. Yeah, receivable. But right off the bat, this is like, again, so for goodwill and intangible asset, it's twice as much as the shareholder equity. So that means if you were to subtract that $800 million from the shareholder equity, why would you do that? Well, because it's an intangible asset, right? You you might not be able to sell this asset for this amount. This is arbitrary. So again, it's just a way for them to overinflating the balance sheets here. I mean, it's already worse as it is. So that's why they have more asset than liability. However, it's not enough to make this company better. So one of the two things has to happen here. They have to go to the shareholder equity, dilute this amount of share, which is very low float, and to try to bring more people in to buy into the share, right? So again, that's the reason why it was highly shorted it, because of that, right? And I bet this company is the same way. Imperial Petroleum. Like if you look at that one too, I bet it's probably the same. Well, similar, I should say, similar. Okay, so outstanding share is pretty low float right there. It's 25.12 million shares, trading back and forth. Sorry. There's a float of this much outstanding share. Okay. Positive net income. All right. Okay, revenue is higher than market cap. Promising. Let's take a look at insider ownership. Okay, high, very high. That's good. 10%. Okay, there's no institutionally owned thingy. Okay, shorted. Okay, so this one says 48. This one says 24. This is discrepancy right there. Again, like these I don't know why it's so such a difference, such a large difference there. Again, some data, you can't you can't rely on, because it's not really like compatible. But nonetheless, let's look at on it further. So price to sell is low. That's good. Price to earnings. Sorry, price to sell also less than 1. That at least is good. Okay, interest coverage, that's very good. At least they make enough to make to cover the interest. Quick ratio is pretty good. So anything more than 1. So this means they have more 9 times its liability. No risk of bankruptcy at all, because this score here above 3, that's good. Okay. High profit margin. Wow. So gross profit margin is 52, and then you have profit margin 40. Okay. They should make money. What's going on here? Positive cash flow. Okay, so far so good. I wonder why the enterprise is so negative though. Okay, so net cash is good. Debt not too bad. Really, like 0 debt. Okay. Let's take a look at it further. Okay, so far so good. Imperial Petroleum. Take notes. I'm taking notes in my head right now. Okay, So currently they have 191 million dollars. Gross profit 100 million. Okay. Selling acquisition. I wonder why. Okay, they do make money. Cash flow positive. Net income is positive. Okay. So far so good. Let's look at the balance sheet. I bet it's a goodwill. Okay. So plant and equipment, inventory. What they... Okay. Hardly any debt. It seems like they've been paying it off. Okay, so it used to be $13 million right there. Now it's zero long-term debt. That's good. Current debts is kind of non-existent at the moment. Asset is there. Liability is here. Shareholder equity is very high. I'm kind of liking this company actually. Okay, so, well, the next thing is we would want to look into board of director, right? Okay, so it seems like they have good shareholder equity. I need to find out. Okay, so, and then what is the retaining earnings right here? So it's positive. Common stock right there. So the book value is right here, which is higher than the actual share itself. Okay. So I'm setting out to trash this company, but I'm actually liking what I'm seeing. Okay, let me take a note on that one. Let's put a pin on this one. I might need Moran's help on the dismantling this company. No, but actually, this pretty good because, again, if the book value is like $17 right here, the share is undervalued, right? Because on book alone, it should be at $17, right? So, yes, that's good. And it's kind of a plus too because they were shorted pretty much. Unless there's something else that I'm missing here. Petroleum provider, international seaboard, transportation services to oil producer, refinery, and commodity trader. It carries refined petroleum products such as gasoline, diesel, fuel oil, and jet fuel, as well as edible oil and chemical, crude oil, iron ore. Okay, so it's a transportation services. Ship container, perhaps? Okay. Yeah, so the next step, we would have to dig on the CEO, where they're coming from, who they're affiliated with, and all that stuff, right? So we'll do that some other time. I do not have... I don't think I have the energy to do that today. All right, so far so good. They seems to make money unless I miss something. So let's put a pin on that one again. Imperial Petroleum. All right, so for this one, this is the third one down. If you look at the highly shorted company right there, let's take a look at this one. So it offers camera module tool design of the manufacturing, optical and opto mechanical design. Okay, so this is a medical, defense, military, and all that stuff. Okay, so it looks like they do have income right there, less than a quarter of well, a little bit more than $250,000 being made there. Market cap more than revenue. Okay, so far so good. Let's look at the stat. Price to sell 4 times already. Okay. All right. So we have, okay. So the interest coverage, not too good, but it's not too bad either, because this has to be somewhere between 1 to 3 to be good, right? So if it's less than 1, that means it's in kind of immediate danger, right? Because they don't make enough money to cover the interest payment on the debt. So currently debt is kind of 1 to 1. I mean, close to 1 to 1 right there. Quick ratio, they have less money than its liability, or less cash on hand, accounts receivable and such. But the quick ratio is more than 1, so it's not an immediate threat. If you look at the almond right here, anything less than 3 is bad. Since it's 11, that's actually not too bad either. Right there, just means they're not in a immediate bankruptcy or in any way. Very thin profit margin right here, less than 1%. Okay, so they do have a lot of expense if you look at the cap expenditure right here, but it seems like they do make more than the capex, so that's good at the very least. Okay, if you look at the trailing 12 incomes right here, profit margins right there, and then net income coming down here. So at least it's positive. Okay, so it's very small company here. Not much to it. Okay, so cash on hand is very low. So right off the bat, they might need to raise some cash. And where do they get it from? Usually it's shareholder equity. Okay, so right now they have $10 million of shareholder equity. Right there. What other stuff do they have here? Okay, I don't see any goodwill, so at least it's positive. But net cash right here, it seems like they're gonna need to raise some money to survive, right? Because they only have like $60,000 in cash, while their expenditure, if you look at this, it's $9 million. So yeah, they're gonna have to raise money from the shareholder. And since they only have 3 million shares anyway, you're gonna be diluted if you buy into this company. So yeah, it makes sense why they were shorted so much, right? And of course, Beyond Meat, we know this is like Bill Gates, right? I'm sure he's out of it already. Upstart, I remember that one too. So yeah, I'm not gonna go through all of it, but so far I like this Imperial Petroleum. I need to go and do more research on that one. So yep, so that was pretty cool. Marantz was here. Yeah, so that's all. I feel like this is all I have. But if you have any question, Lionel, you have any question? But I was watching this guy earlier, and he seems to have a contrary viewpoint as far as, you know, deflations and all that stuff. And of course, you know, he sees the he sees the contrast between what the media is telling you and what the data is telling, you know, him. You know, of course, this is from his own point of view. He thinks that next year is going to be, people are going to experience hyperinflation and then deflationary point of view. So yeah, I'm just gonna finish watching that afterwards. So now this one is another one that I saw the article, the 10 most shorted stock in including large market mover, right? So they said it's Tesla, it's Fastfin Auto. This is like the Vietnamese automaker, electric automaker. This is also another EV play again, and this is another EV again. You know, it's kind of fitting that they kind of pushing all of those EV play, because it was kind of like hyped up back then when the interest rate was low and blah blah blah, right? And so when the Fed is signaling the markets like, hey, we're going to cut the rate next year, people going crazy on these type of stocks, right? But again, it's short-lived. Everything is short-lived here, because the Fed never said that they are going to cut that. They just have a dot plot so that you could follow through with that, right? And so again, they could flip-flop anytime they wanted to. So just be careful. Just because you see that, it doesn't mean anything. You know, the Fed has been saying, oh, higher for longer. So why would they just cut the rate that fast again when, you know, they were supposed to be hiking it up next year one more time? So again, it's kind of like comical at this point, so it's hard to predict what these people are gonna do. All we know is that they might be just telling you something and do the opposite, you know, comes when push come to shove, right? So to speak. Okay, so anyways, I just want to show you this one so that you kind of get familiar with these names here, just in case they were pushing it out, saying, oh, it's, you know, GME 2.0 type of narrative again. Of course, Carvana keeps showing up here too, on the list as being the highly shorted one, right? All right. That's all I have for this one. Sorry, Lina, we have to sit through that, but let me see. Yeah. Okay. That's all I have. Yeah. I guess I'm done. I will see you when I see you. Maybe tomorrow. I don't know. I need to drop some gifts off of a friend's house here. So, all right. That's all I have.